Like, you don't have to put on or try to be somebody else or whatever you think I may like or whatever somebody else may like. Just be your authentic self.
It's a worse. And I was like, let me hurry up and get out of this store. I'll just bitch get arrested naked. I'm like, girl, it's not that serious. Like,
I had to swim by myself.
You are?
I'm sorry now.
You are?
Huh?
I thought you didn't know how to swim.
I said I'm not. I know how to swim for my own benefit.
Like I'm in quicksand and I'm like, Daddy, I love you, bro. I want to see this close. I don't want to go yet.
I think people try to kind of be what they think you need, and it's not really that, or try to operate in a space that and feel like they're being an ally, but they're not really being an ally. Because I tell people this all the time. It's like at work, especially when you're a new person at work.
I wish we could be a bit more unified in some of our approaches to how we try to address inequalities or negativity that's directed towards the community.
Welcome again to another episode of the Off Topic podcast. I am Mario. I got with me today, Mama Kim, and we're gonna rock it out.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's been going on with you? How's your week been?
It has been very long. I've been wanting to go to night shift on my job, but I'm praying every day because I'm like, I'm a person of an older age. I don't know if night shift is my thing, but I think we have a pretty good handle on it now. After I had a few meetings yesterday with a couple of my people, and next week is gonna be a new week. I'm loving these 3 days off, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make it make sense. So I'm enjoying it.
I get you, but I don't really too much care for this front half schedule. I don't like it at all because come the end of Wednesday, I am exhausted. Seriously.
I know. These are facts.
Man, I'm like, wow, this is I am exhausted. I mean, I just tired of, I am a man of a certain age as well. So I'm like, this ain't it. But
But I don't know, because I was doing that Monday through Friday thing, and I don't know if I was that tired.
I don't know. It's just something about that Sunday through Wednesday situation that make you feel like when Wednesday come, you like beat.
Mario, I said, are y'all trying to kill me?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to play. I don't want to joke. 6:25 came. I said, deuces. My coworker, he said, how you beat me out of here? I said, because you was talking. It's time to go. I want to go home.
Listen, do all the extra stuff.
Yes, we not running shift. Let's go.
Exactly.
I don't want to talk no more. I talked all week. I ran all week. I'm running. I said, oh, honey, this is not a thing that I signed up for.
But you closer to home, so there's a blessing in that. So
absolutely. And that's what I said.
There you have it. So you said you went to the grocery today and got the stuff for the event.
I did. I said, but Mario, before we got online, I said the same thing. I said, now I know I done went to the grocery store a time or two. I said, why? I got a big carton of eggs. Well, the 18 pack. Mm-hmm. It was $5.
That's how they get you. They reel you in there because, they reel you in there because I think a couple of weeks ago, I think I stocked up and got 3 of those 18 packs. They had on sale for $1.99 with like a digital coupon.
Okay.
I went this week and I was like, these things was $4.49.
That's what I said. I said, this is.
I'm like, what's the difference? Them eggs, them chickens still laying the same eggs. Why y'all switching up these prices on us?
I said, that's ridiculous. I said, and then people always say, well, why you keep going out to eat? I said, it's cheaper for me to go out to eat than to go to the grocery store.
It's getting that way. So we'll see how it takes place this election. But we got to see And I'm also glad we're doing a less. Even though it's a less on the menu,
It's expensive though.
It is, and I thought it was gonna be cheaper because it's just veggies and some other stuff. But we're gonna rock it out. It's gonna be
It's gonna be delicious. I can't wait to make the cookies. Get this make this daggone lemonade. I was like, you talking about some wine? I said, honey, I already bought these lemons.
I didn't know because I know we had talked about. We said that we had discussed a drink.
Yeah.
So I just assumed that, my bad for assuming that. I just assumed that we wasn't gonna do a drink, but I felt like since it was an Italian theme that naturally we have wine, just with your.
No, I saw that and I was like, because I was like, when the store I was in, I was like, should I get some wine? And then I was like, I don't know if we wanted people to be drinking, and even though we do, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna try the juice again, and like you said, you're gonna try the muffins. We're gonna put these cookies out here. So it's gonna be, you know what? I was thinking about that, a sangria, but I thought that was more Mexican.
Oh no, sangria is really. I think shit. I don't know. Sangria could be Italian. Oh, that'd be nice. Let's do a little sangria because that's light. That's kind of light and refreshing. It's not.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? We can do the punch and then add the wine to it and put the lemons. I'll go get some strawberries and blueberries to make it more fruity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I was wondering, I thought peaches were out of season, but when I went to the store today, they had a whole thing, bin of peaches on sale, and I'm like, I thought peaches was out of season.
Did you get some?
Oh, I got some peaches, but I'm using frozen kind because that was better for me.
Yeah,
but,
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I was tempted to, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do all that healing and everything like that when I just stick to my rivers and lakes, No,
and please do.
Oh, not too much. But I got these little cast iron skillets, so I'm gonna do the.
Where you get them from?
I ordered them from Lodge. So they're little small ones. They're like
expensive.
No.
They were making batches and keep doing it.
Correct, but I was, I think I got like 4 of them. They were like $8.99 a piece. So I feel like 4 of them, you cut them in half. That's enough. That's yeah. And then with a scoop of ice cream and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we'll figure it out. But anyway,
yes.
Looking forward to our event on Saturday, and hopefully that we get some good footage and some good content so that we can continue to grow Oliver and Mamie's. Oliver and Mamie's Made with Love.
Made with Love.
All right. So you ready to get into these topics?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it going.
I just want Zelly to come home. He all I got. He all I got.
And some of you might not be aware, Kathy had 3 children, and she lost 2 of her children in 2004, her daughters, in a car accident. And so Zelig was her remaining child. Okay, he is her remaining child.
Wow, I can't even begin to imagine what she may be going through right now. I'll have 3 kids and
lose 2 and only got 1 left and don't know where that one is.
Wow. I haven't seen this story. I don't but I'm gonna have to dig into it a little bit more, read a little bit more about it. I
hope they find him alive, because I just like the producer when we was just talking about his sister, and she had texted me and was telling me like how much she loved me, and and I was like, girl, so I called her. I said, what's wrong with you? And I think that she is afraid without saying she's afraid.
What do you mean?
Because she went to the doctor on Wednesday, and now she has to get, the colonoscopy. I don't know how to say the word. And so I have to go down there to take her to the doctor or take her to the hospital. And so it's next month. So I was like, okay. I said, girl, tell me the time, because she don't know what time it is. And I just think she's starting to think about that stuff, and she's, telling her dad, like, I can't keep running after you and making sure you okay. I got to take care of myself. And that's why I told her, I'm like, you have to take care of yourself for them children. And then it was crazy, Mario. When I was at the store today, I saw an older lady, and she looked like she was wore out, and she had the grandkids. No telling where her daughter was or son. But I said, baby, when I say that lady looked wore out, I almost gave her some money to pay for her groceries because she had a cart full of groceries.
Well, why didn't you?
Because she didn't seem like she wanted it. And I was like, that. And the little boy, he had on 2 mismatched shoes. He was outside of the store, and she was just looking defeated. And I'm just like, I don't want that for my grandkids, even though I be like talking shit about how they bad. But I wouldn't want nobody else to have to raise them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But here's the thing, though, and I applaud a lot of grandparents that do that. I mean, whether it be willingly or unwillingly, that take on that. I don't even want to say burden, but take on that responsibility of taking care of the grandkids. If in fact, because in some cases, parents are still very much so alive and well, but unable to take care of them. And then a lot of grandparents take that role on, that responsibility on to take care of those grandkids. And so I applaud that because it's a lot. Especially like if you raised your kids and then now you're having to step back in that arena. Yes. Again, it's a lot. So it's a mental check you got to do. It's a hit on your finances and everything like that. So, but we're praying that our lovely sweetheart will be okay and everything. And I know it's scary right now, and but everything's gonna be okay.
Absolutely. And that's why I told her, I said, baby, at least if it is something, they caught it early, is they can take care of it. You still young. It's certain things that you just have to do for yourself to ensure, like my mama said she used to always pray. She said, girl, you used to be for the streets. And I used to pray every time you was out there because I didn't want to raise your kids.
What was you doing in the streets? I mean, that your mama had to pray for you every time. I mean, I can see a prayer here or there, but she was standing on her knees praying for you, huh? Oh. Oh my God. Now she's like,
I was reliving my childhood, honey. I had some kids at a young age.
Lord Jesus. She said she stayed prayed up for you. Okay.
It worked.
Yeah. That's definitely unfortunate. My hearts and prayers go out to that young man's mother, and I pray that they find him alive.
Yes. And I can't imagine. Remember, I was telling you. Well, you was there when I was talking to one of your cousins, and she was saying that like, she's like, I can't have any more kids. I lost my son. Listening to my older family members, like, you can't have no more kids. That's gonna mess up your life. She was like, now I only got one child left, and I regret not having more kids. And she was, that you start thinking about it, you start getting devastated. You just think about all the stuff, and I don't know what I would do if any of my children, my grandkids, anything like that happened, because that's a lot.
It is. So
I pray for the people that stay okay after that happens, is because it's tragedy for real.
Definitely. We got to read up on this story a little bit so we can get more detail to see what happened. But he's been gone 12 days.
10.
That's quite a bit of time.
Yes.
So we'll keep like I said, keep that in our prayers and everything.
Absolutely.
So this election is coming about, and it's a lot. They're getting hot and heavier as the days go on. So
are you going to do an early vote? Because I looked it up in Texas. It's not starting until the 21st.
I'm not doing no early vote because selfishly, I'm not doing an early vote. You know why?
Because you need a day off.
What you say?
You need a day off.
Listen. So, and I'm gonna need to, and then y'all better not keep me from doing my civic duty, so I can go out here and vote. So I need to leave early, or I need to come in late, whatever you choose. But I'm working a half day that day because I got to do my civic duty. My ancestors, they was out there
I'm not
fighting for my right to vote. So I don't
want to.
Huh?
Absolutely. I mean, but I work night shift. They probably be like, ma'am, get up in the morning and go.
Oh yeah, you don't stand a chance. Yeah, you don't stand a chance. But I'm going to use it. No. And plus, I don't know. I'm kind of a little eerie about, not eerie, but scared about doing the early voting. Only because all this conversation around this election and stuff like that. Not to say that my vote won't be tampered, and it's just my one vote, but it's my vote. Yes, it won't be tampered with anyway. But I just feel like if I'm leaving it, going too early, then I'm leaving it in y'all's hands.
That's a chance. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't see. But let's see what our former president had to say.
I am a Republican, no longer registered though. I want to give you the opportunity to try to win back my vote. Okay. Your, I'd say, action and maybe inaction during your presidency and the last few years sort of, was a little disturbing to me. What happened during January 6th and the fact that, you waited so long to take action while your supporters were attacking the Capitol. Coronavirus, I thought the public was misled during coronavirus, and that many more lives could have been saved if we would have been informed better. And also people in your administration who don't support you. I'm curious how people so close to you and your administration no longer want to support you, so why would I want to support you? If you would answer these questions for me, I would really appreciate it and give you the opportunity. There's, your own vice president doesn't want to support you now.
Thank you, Ramiro. So the people that don't support, a very small portion, we have a tremendous, about 97% of the people in the administration support me. But because it's me, somebody doesn't support, they get a little publicity. The vice president, I disagree with him on what he did. I totally disagreed with him on what he did. Very importantly, you had hundreds of thousands of people come to Washington. They didn't come because of me. They came because of the election. They thought the election was a rigged election, and that's why they came. Some of those people went down to the Capitol. I said peacefully and patriotically, nothing done wrong at all, nothing done wrong. And action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. The others had guns, but we didn't have guns. And when I say we, these are people that walked down. This was a tiny percentage of the overall, which nobody sees and nobody shows. But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands. It could have been the largest group I've ever spoken before. They asked me to speak. I went and I spoke. And I used the term peacefully and patriotically.
Listen, here's the thing, and about this that bothers me: peacefully and patriotically.
Right.
But the troubling part about this is that there are people that are following along with this and truly believe in that. And at the end of the day, sir, you still aren't taking no responsibility for what you did. I don't care if
answer none of the man's questions.
You see that man's body language. He was like, man, come on with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? For real. But it's sad because it's
a scary time.
Very much so. Very much. And the people, I mean, and here's the scariest part about it is this election is so close that, and in my mind, it's a no-brainer considering that everything that's been said and everything that's been coming out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's a no-brainer. Like, and then I get it. If you're a Republican, you're definitely
do the thing, right?
Yeah, but but at this point, like a lot of people have been stressing, this is our democracy is at stake right now. So
he's telling you, this is the thing where I don't think people are listening, and that's the scary part. He's saying, guys, y'all let me back in. It's no more voting, so that means my grandkids will not be able to vote,
right?
Because he is cutting that out. Where are we? That's why I'm like, where do we live at? You cannot tell me that's okay. Same thing with Mario. All our ancestors fought for this right.
It's craziness. And here's also the other piece of that is that people following him, a lot of people that follow him, and I'm not like, again, I will say, you know, if I get it, you're a staunch Republican, you're gonna vote Republican regardless. But the fact that you're following him, it makes me feel like. So now when I'm at the grocery store and I see these people with their Trump paraphernalia, I'm like, are you really a racist? Only reason I say that is because what he's standing for is to take us back to those times. And so,
like I told you, I'm seeing this lady in the grocery store with her grandkids. Now you're saying, me as a woman, I have no rights. It's gonna be a whole bunch of kids left at the fire station, left on the side of the street, left with garbage cans,
which is illegal. So now you're gonna leave the people. They're gonna leave their kids and then risk going to jail. You know?
Or people are gonna be doing backyard, back alley things to their bodies because they don't want to have a child or can't go nowhere to take care of it. Because this man is about to take all the people's rights away. Everybody's rights. And I'm just like, if y'all not paying attention, nobody is listening to what he's really saying out of his mouth.
I definitely agree with that. And I think this goes back, you know, that old saying, I think we grew up hearing that old saying, you know, people don't believe fat meat is greasy, you don't believe fat meat is greasy. And I think in this situation, people don't believe fat meat is greasy. So then when he gets in, if he happened to get in, and all those things that he's was saying comes to pass, then they're gonna be looking stupid. You know, I was saying, and I ain't saying black people can't vote for Trump, not saying that at all. But the other day I was going to work and it pissed me off that I seen this because I seen all the Trump signs in our neighborhood. No biggie, you know, do your thing. But then I'm like, so I was driving and I seen the black man with the Trump sign, and then the motherfucker got a big. First it was just like a little yard sign. Then the next day I went, he got a whole little banner, and now I think he took the banner down, and he's got his Halloween decorations out there, but like the skeletons that he got out there got on MAGA hats. You know, and I'm like, fool, what is your angle? But see, that's the thing about it. Sometimes some of us don't think that we are still black, and that's
absolutely, because you can talk. I talk to people at my job, or I've talked to people during my time at my job, and I'm like, you know, you black too, right? Like, you know, if you get pulled over by the police, you gonna get pulled out the car, or you might get shot.
They don't think it can happen to him, and you know, and ironically enough, his wife is. I think she's Hispanic. But she may be white. She might be a white lady. But my point is that's part of the thing they're going up against is interracial marriages and stuff like that. So I don't get it. Like, what about this situation? And are we not taking serious to say that? Listen, it's affecting all of us in some way, shape, or form. And I just don't understand it. And then what pissed me off the other day was I had this girl at work. You know, she young, 20-something years old. And because I was just telling my dad this, I was like, you know, it would have been okay if she would have told me she wasn't going to vote for it and was able to spell it out and say, you know, give me some good reasoning. But this fool was, you know, saying she ain't going to vote and kind of like shrugged her shoulder like it ain't no big deal. And I'm like, you dumbass, you know, but it spoke to how immature she really was, you know. And I was like, what about all your ancestors that, you know, people came before you that fought for you, especially all other black women fighting for, you know, women's rights to vote and stuff like that. And here you are talking about you ain't gonna vote. You sound like a fool. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the reason why I'm glad that I don't talk about politics at work, because I know I will get irritated because I can tell, like, definitely at this location, it is weird how
it's not weird.
It's weird when you don't see people like me in leadership roles there, right? And then the associates looking like, hey, what's your name? And so now I got a big old bullseye on my back because they're like, she come in here and she bossing and we've been doing whatever we wanted and here she come. I'm like, I don't want to be that person, but I just want us to be safe and follow the damn rules. And so when you think about the people, what population is going to not vote, I see it every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing? Like, y'all got kids and your kids going to have kids. Like, it's going to change our lives forever. And I know Daddy was talking about Mo. I don't think Mo was talking about Mo. Not Mo, but Craig was saying that he was leaving the country, and I said I was thinking that same thing, honey, because I don't.
I mean, realistically, everybody don't have that. They don't have the opportunities. I'm not going to speak that into existence because I really believe that Kamala will pull through, even though it's going to be a
I believe it.
but I think she's going to pull through. And I really believe that she is going to. Granted, there's evils on both sides, but I really think that she will do a lot of things for the people. And one of the things that she's proposing will definitely help Oliver and Mamie with the small businesses because we'll be able to take advantage of something like that. So that's something like that speaks to me.
Yes.
I ain't gonna never have no kids, so I don't need that $6,000 tax credit. This and the third. I don't know if you want.
I don't care about that either.
I don't know. You might have thought about getting back in the game and having one more. I don't know.
Well, baby boy, not this body. This body already. I ain't lost the baby fat from the damn last one at 32 years ago. I'm like, baby, I need a little piece of coin in my. Because I said, damn, didn't Carly B just have a baby? I said, damn, her stomach flat.
Flat, yeah.
Like, I'm not doing something right. So I was like, I don't know, ma'am, because people do it because I think I was watching a meme, or no, it was a TikTok, and the lady was like in her 40s, and she was telling her grown sons, oh, y'all, I'm pregnant again. And the one little boy, he wasn't a little man, he was like, Mom, please quit playing. Like, when I say he was irritated, she was like, why are you irritated? He said, I just don't even want to talk right now. He was like, stop playing. You got this camera in my face talking about you pregnant.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing because a lot of times they start over. They want to start over. You have kids, maybe had kids at a young age, and then
met their man of their dream. Oh my God,
exactly.
I mean, girl, that has never been. I got trapped with 3. Oh, I better not say trapped. Let me believe that, producer.
You were blessed. You got blessed with 3.
Trapped in the trap house with 3. But no. Like me
wow.
I had my 3 young, and you meet after being a teenager to a young adult. You got 3 kids, and then you meet this man. Oh, baby. Oh. Sir, this shop is closed. I'm not. I don't care how much you love me. I don't care what you can do. You better love these motherfuckers right here because it ain't no more coming out of here. It is just one of them things that because I kept looking at that and I told my mom that because I always felt like it was a disappointment. Now I got 3 kids. I'm young. I really didn't finish the things that I needed to finish. Eventually I did. But I was like, I don't know how people have 6, 7, 8 kids. It's just, it was just never for me.
Yeah, but everything happened at, for you, everything happened when it was supposed to, and as it should have. And look at you now, you'll glow up.
Yes.
And stuff. So yeah, but it's unfortunate. I wanted to really talk about. I didn't put it on here for us to talk about it, but I don't know if you've even seen it. The Kamala just recently did. Vice President Kamala Harris just recently did an interview with Fox. And I know people have been criticizing her as of lately. We don't know enough about her. We don't really see who she is. If you really analyze her in that interview, she held her own against, I forgot that man's name, Bear. His last name is Bear. I think it's maybe Brian Bear. But she held her own. He was over talking her at every time. He was. Basically, you can tell he was trying to belittle her in a lot of ways, or trying to push her back against the wall. And one thing that aggravates me the most, and another thing I was talking to my dad about today is like, why do people come to her as if she's the vice president?
Right.
She is the president. So I get it. She has a certain level of responsibility as the vice president, but she's the vice president, not the president. But they coming at her like she's the president making all these decisions. She's the vice president.
Right. She the second hand. Like she is not the main person.
Yeah.
And Biden been hiding. I don't know what's going on with him, but you have not really seen him in the media. And I'm just like, sir, you need to be out. You need to be supporting her, pushing her up, making sure that everybody is feeling comfortable about, okay, you step down. Now this is the person that you put in place. how do we now accept her and say, this is what is going to be best for the country? And you've been hiding. I haven't seen Biden on nothing.
He been out there. Now, do I think he could be doing a little bit more to promote her? Yes. But then again, you have to understand too, though, think about it. People were so ready for him to exit. That's so true. would his promotion of her really held any value or any validity for her? So he can really kind of step back and kind of, but some of these Republicans that had decided to vote for her and follow her and promote her and support her. Now, some of them should speak out, because that is what she would really need. You know, Biden, he could probably sit this one out. But some of the Republicans that are saying they support and support of her, those are the ones I think that really needs to. Now is the time. We only got 18 days, maybe. Yeah. You know, for the election. So those are the ones that really need to step up and push that narrative of not just say they support her, but also tell why. But I'm gonna send that interview to you, because I want you to see, you know, her body language. Like, people that study body language, you could tell, you can see who she was. Like,
she's like staying like confident, because that's the thing.
She was standing confident, but she was also very much so. Listen, like, I bet if they had bloopers or something like that, that they would catch her cussing that man out, just because you heard her body language. You could tell that she was like, this motherfucker here, listen, because he kept over talking her and stopping her and stuff like that. And she's like, listen, I'm trying to answer your question. I my hat's off to her, because I'm like, she held her own, definitely.
And that's what they're trying to trip her up for, being a person of color. You already know what they think and what they're saying, because Obama did it, and he did it very classy and well. Yeah. Now we got a woman, she black. It's always, oh, you a bitch, you got an attitude, you on your period, all that, these things, these narrative. Even when you're in the workplace, a woman of color is never looked upon well. Right. It is unfortunate.
My apologies. I don't know if anybody can hear this, but my father decided that he wanted to wait till this time of day to hold a concert downstairs, for his wife. So now I'm hearing I can't barely concentrate, because I hear him down there deciding he's gonna do the soft sounds of Tony Meredith on tonight at this time of day. So my apologies. But
I kept wondering. I was like, "What is that noise?" I'm like,
I guess he decided he wanted to do his one-man show tonight. You know, at the final hour. But
Pierre said he can't sing, so tell him to be quiet.
Oh, ain't that it? Ooh, ain't that it? So,
Tony, I don't want no problems, honey.
You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke.
I think he has a lovely voice.
Ain't that it? Ain't that? I have to tell him, can he cut that down just a tad bit? Right.
Is he singing?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Look, give me a second. All right, I'm back. I had to let him listen. All right.
We recording, sir. Go outside around.
My God, today. But anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I want you to check that out. Or I can show it to you when you're over here on Saturday and everything like that. So you can see it was like her body language was saying one thing. You could tell she was getting fed up. So, all right, let's get into this next one.
Friends are searching for answers after what should have been a day of celebration turned into a tragedy.
37-year-old Tyreek Burton was shot and killed outside of his own wedding reception at the Barber Park Event Center in Greensboro on Saturday. Now police are working to find out what led up to that violence. Fox 8's Elijah Skipper is live now at the event center in Barber Park and has been following this story for us. Elijah, what are investigators saying about this case?
Investigators are exploring the possibility that this shooting is linked to road rage. Officers found Tyreek Burton in this parking lot with multiple gunshot wounds after his wedding reception. Investigators still haven't identified a suspect description, but they're working together to piece together the events leading up to this shooting.
was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of his life, and it turned into something tragic.
Days after what should have been a joyful celebration, friends and family gathered to mourn 37-year-old Tyreek Burton, who was killed outside his own wedding reception.
My brother didn't know this man at all. They never met. He never asked him what his name was. They never shook hands. They never had an issue. This was a complete random stranger, and he shot him in cold blood.
Witnesses say the shooting happened as Tyreek and his wife were preparing to leave the venue. Tyreek had briefly left to retrieve something, and when he returned, family members say he was followed by a man who accused Burton of cutting him off.
And he asked my brother who was in the car, and who just passed him at the stop sign. And my brother said, "If I did, I'm sorry."
Moments later, the man opened fire, killing Tyreek in front of his new wife.
For the person that did this, can't even call you a person. You were a monster, man. She's never gonna forget that. That child is never gonna forget that. He literally had a hole in his chest over road rage.
As they grieve, family and friends are looking for justice and longing for answers about the senseless act that stole Tyreek from them.
See something, say something. It's real simple. There's doorbell cameras out there matching the description. Detectives are out there. I'm out there. All these people behind me are out there.
Greensboro Guilford Crime Stoppers is offering a reward for any information that leads to arrest in this case. They're asking that you contact them at 336-373-1000. In Greensboro, Elijah Skipper, Fox 8 News.
Wow. I seen that story and it said, what did it say? Bride to widow in one day. I'm like, And then I was like, oh my God. Like, and then she saw it. Ooh.
Wow. That's craziness. I was trying to follow it. I seen it, but I hadn't clicked on it. And so now listening to it, I'm like, wow. So, because at first I was like, well, did somebody, kind of sit out? Did it happen earlier? You just sat outside, followed them, sat outside, waiting for the time. But I guess now, as I understand it, they were leaving the venue and, making, just naturally driving, and then something like this happened. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So, and then nobody's seen nothing, nobody want to say nothing. Is this and it? I mean, that is crazy. And they said something about the baby. I don't know, was the lady pregnant?
Yeah, because that's why I was like, the baby would never. That's why I'm like, or was the baby with them going to the car? Because that's too much. And it's like, for what though? That's why when people be driving, I said, you know what? Go ahead. Because it's not that serious to me. I just want to get you to the place that I need to get to. Today, this dude did that to me. He was throwing his hands up, blowing his horn. I was like, sorry. I wasn't driving my truck. I was driving the Equinox, and I feel like that's a little bitty car.
Interesting enough, we just had a DA, we'll say that, we'll use that. This was over the summer, that did the same thing. It was a road rage situation. He rolled up on, it was on the news. He rolled up on the man, shot him in cold blood. Just for the simple, yes, it was a road rage. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy. This is crazy. And this poor lady, I mean, she like bride to widow all in the same day. And can you imagine what that would be like? You know what I'm saying?
She probably can't even get out the bed.
I don't know how long they were together, and stuff like that. But and that doesn't even really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just the fact that you seeing that. I can't even imagine seeing somebody get shot and killed
right
in front of me.
Somebody you love, because I've seen some people that got clipped.
Have you?
A time or two in my life.
Really? See, I don't even know if I don't.
In the streets, baby, you see a lot of stuff.
I didn't live it. Despite what the producer would say, I didn't live a street life.
Baby, we was in the club, and it was a white party, and it was a guy. He was talking to somebody's sister, and they beat this man up.
Wow.
They should have killed him, but they didn't. They allowed him to go to his car. And when I say that man came back, pop, 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 pop. Oh, yes. Oh, I didn't go to the club for a long time after that because I was like, no. And another time, and I don't think that this particular guy didn't die, but just got out of jail. His girl took him to the club, and baby, he was feeling his freedom. She said, "Oh, wait there right there on the corner." She went and got that car, ran that man over, and then put that car in reverse.
Ooh.
And drove down the street. Now, baby, when I tell you now, that scared me more than the shooting. I called my child like, baby, I was booking it to the car.
Was this the same club?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. That was my spot. Yes. And I was just like,
so you just took a break and then went right on back, and they was back with the shenanigans.
Back with the shenanigans. I was like, and I'm surprised they never got shut down because it was one of them family like neighborhood bars, and they would let people in there with a gun. And I'm like, you can't let the people in. And because one of the guys, he was so daggone drunk, the gun fell out of his waistband. I said, what is going on? And
it is. That's even more scary about it. And I can be honest and say I fear for my father sometimes because he's one that has a road rage, and I'm not fearing for him to be the one doing the shooting, but I fear for him that this could be, somebody would pull up and do this to him because when he in that car, he ain't letting you pass him by. It's like my daddy. I don't know what gets into him on that road, but listen.
Baby, and the producer he reminded me. I remember it was my birthday weekend. He had that Intrepid. We chilling. We in the car. My mama in the front seat. I'm in the back seat. We stopped because we was in Indianapolis. We was going to the hood bar, but we stopped at this railroad. Now the other guy, he was in this hooped up like old Chevy playing music loud. It was like basically. We were having a party at the railroad track stop. Baby, this dude came up on that motorcycle. When he did that, he shot at every car that was stopped. Pierre's car got the bullet, so it was crazy because that's why I know I have an angel. My mama, I ain't never seen her twist up like a pretzel, but when I say she was up under that seat in that front seat, and Pierre did a 360 in the middle of the street and drove off. The police stopped us, pulled him. Yes, because they thought he was the one. They thought he was the shooter.
Oh, the way he was trying to get out of there so quickly.
Yep. And where I laid at in the back, because I dumped down too. The bullet on the passenger side came right where my head was.
Oh,
but it didn't come all the way through. But he had a bullet hole in his car.
Yeah,
Dude was like, "I'm killing all of y'all, so it won't be no witnesses." They never found him either. But he came up on a motorcycle and he was like, "Pop, pop, pop, pop," and he started shooting at all the cars around us.
Oh, so yeah, man, that's tragic. Yeah, I didn't hang at those type of spots. I hung out.
No, we was on the street trying to go to the bar, honey.
I didn't hang out in those areas. Thanks. Thanks. It sounds like y'all were in some.
The hood is where you do most good, baby. It looks like
that's a slogan. I don't know. Listen. Where
was we that Saturday? That like what that dude say? He said, "Oh, I could tell y'all where this little BYOB." I was like,
we don't know y'all. We don't know y'all. Y'all been got up in there and
no, ma'am. And you talking about your wife? Baby, no, thank you. I don't want to go nowhere where you at.
Right. Because you don't like to fight anyway. So then that'll leave.
Oh, I sure don't, baby.
Me and P in there fighting for our lives and your life too. So we ain't even gonna do it.
Standing back like this. Let's go, y'all.
Let's go, y'all. Get off of him! You know what I'm saying?
me back.
Oh.
My ass around on the pool table. No, thank you.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, man.
But Mario, I thought about it like this. I was like, oh, y'all want to go?
And I ain't gonna even lie. It came to my mind too. I was like, really? Is this? That might be lit. That might be, we might, we already here. We already here. So what's not taking it up 2 or 3 more notches? You know what I'm saying? Let's,
I said, man, I said, oh, if he would have asked me 10 years ago, I would have been, I'm gonna follow y'all. I would have been right up in there. What y'all drinking? Had me a bottle of wine. Y'all got some Hennessy? Baby, I'd have been in there right with them. Ratchet. No, man. The fear kept saying, he said, "Ma, you gonna let him ruin your life?" I'm not, he coming over tapping on my phone. Sir, please, can you move? I don't want no problems. She don't act like she love me. Well, you're still married. Walk on. Walk on by. No, sir.
Keep moving. She ain't finna come in here with her Glock. You out here doing wrong.
Yes, that's why I said no. But and it's crazy because the state that we live in is just like people just doing that stuff, and I'm like, it's not that serious to me.
Yeah, it ain't.
I want to just get to my spot. I want to get home to where I can lay my head down. I don't want you to shoot me. I don't want you to run me over. I don't want you to follow me to my house. None of that.
And it's almost like people act first, think later, or if they don't think at all, they just doing it, quickly and everything like that. So I don't know what's up with these stories today. Well, we got another one, and this is a more recent one, but this is another tragedy.
At 11:34, we received multiple 911 calls of shots being fired. Officers, due to the proximity, which is directly next to our police department, were able to run over, detain a suspect, and start aid on the victim. We have one suspect with a gun that was detained without injury, and he's taken into custody by Louisville Police Department and is currently at our jail, and one victim that was transported to Medical City, Louisville.
What did he shoot him for?
I don't know. I don't know, but this is too much. People, and here we are. Here, I hate to bring it back to the elections type stuff, but here we are, and they.
It's gonna get worse.
Please.
It's gonna get worse.
Worse. Way worse.
Because it's funny how Brian was saying. He was like, I really just didn't pay attention to that. I said, I am. And he might not have felt it if he's by himself, but if he was with his mate, you would have felt it.
Yeah.
But I know I've been in the store and no excuse me, just rude, and I was like, "What's going on?"
It's getting ruder and more aggressive in this and the third. Here's the thing: I don't even know when Kamala wins. I don't even know if it will stop. Or if it will get worse, because
it might get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be angry people
when
she become the president. They're gonna be angry, and it's gonna be. And I'll probably have to stay at my house. I might have to take a mental health day for that day. Like, honey, let me, because people are gonna be upset because
you have to do what?
Take a mental health day.
Child, you ain't that now. You ain't gonna be that shaken up about the election, the results of the election. But I get it. Do you, boo? Do you, boo? I know you must be short on PTO, so that's why.
Baby, I got time. As long as since I ain't been trapping out to the Caribbeans, I was like, let me live my best life in this United States of America. I got no time. I said, jeez.
But no, to your point, I think it's definitely gonna get worse. It's better, and so it's unfortunate. It's definitely
it's gonna be scary, especially because when you just think about like how your life is and how you can do the things, it's like the freedom that you have, right?
Right.
And just thinking about that freedom being taken away.
See, that's what gets me is like, why aren't people thinking about that part of it?
Yes.
You know, I mean, and like, what do they really think? What is going through your mind when you were saying?
Because baby, they might try to just buy me for $5 because I'm going to be that one. I'm going to be trying to escape every day. Like, please, please, I don't.
Well, honey, you better. I mean, you can cook a little bit, so they might have you in the kitchen.
I'm a little darker though. I'm gonna have to start.
You might have to revert back to your lady of the night days and
just be like, I guess I have to take some pink meat just today. I might have to get some pink meat today.
For your survival, yeah, you be better.
Survival.
You better take it. You better take it. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully, if that should happen, the rules of engagement would have changed a little bit. They might even let the dark men in the house, like myself. I'll rattle a few pots and everything like that. I'll do the cooking, and then we'll have Mr. Producer. He'll fulfill Master's other needs.
Maybe you're gonna be out there picking that cotton, so make sure you get you a nice brim. No. Outdoors, sweetheart. Your skin can take the sun. I'm
gonna give you a bleaching cream.
Right, because baby, I've been watching too many movies with this, and it's like we talk about slavery and stuff. That stuff is still real. People are still being entrapped, enslaved, doing things for less money, and they think it's okay. And I see this coming back. It was funny. It's not funny, but this guy, he was talking about how when he was a little kid, they went on a field trip, and he said they went to a cotton field, and he said his mama, he got home and he had the cotton in his pocket, and she was like, "Where you get this cotton from?" "Oh, we went on a field trip to a cotton field." He said his mama went. He said, "Baby, I never heard my mama cuss nobody out, but she cussed that school teacher, the principal." Like, what did y'all think? Like, y'all thought that was cute? Like, they couldn't even keep the cotton. You got them out there picking cotton. Like, no. And I think that if you don't stand up for your rights and stand up for your freedoms and go out and vote and understand why it's so important, I don't think people are really paying attention to why it's so important.
Yeah.
Trump can't even answer, like that guy said, I'm a Republican. I'm willing to vote again for your party, but tell me this, and this. Like, no. And so, dude, hopefully you took that to say, you know what? I can't do it. Because you say the coronavirus. So many people passed away. I met people in the store, and dude, this one guy, he was like, I lost my friend 2 weeks ago. He said, I just got out the hospital. And I'm just like, damn. It was a real thing. And it's still out there. It ain't gone away because I'll be at work like, I know I probably got it, but I'm coming to work. I ain't paying this 14 days no more. I'll be in here.
Right. I mean, because when you did I ain't gonna put your business out in the street. Nonetheless.
I was in the house. I was right in the street. It was Christmas, honey, and I was right in that mall.
I was like, ain't you? Okay, do you. But yeah.
That's probably why I still got this damn cough. Ooh. But yeah, because they always say with that, because I keep thinking it's my allergies, and it's probably just
a little lingering.
Yes, because I've been taking allergy medicines, and it's usually the time, September. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I'm allergic to.
It's October actually, but yeah, I get it.
But that's when it starts in September, and it goes through till the fall is over. When is fall over, honey? Because
ain't that it? Well, this has been a show of some tragedies actually.
I know.
I know we ain't really get to talk about nothing uplifting, but we'll go into an uplift just to lift our spirits up a little bit. But for everybody, please make sure you go out there and vote.
Please.
So today our uplift comes from Tabitha Brown. So let's get it to that.
Hello there. Y'all all right? So listen real quick. I was talking to a good friend today, and he was sharing with me how something that somebody did upset him. And he was like, honey, and they had the nerve to say what they said, right? And so I told him, I said, some folk, that's all they have is the nerve. Honey, they only have the nerve to say foolishness. They only have the nerve to talk about folk. They only have the nerve to look down on folk. They only have the nerve to complain. Some folk, that's all they got is the nerve. And that is why your success get on their nerves. Your happiness get on their nerves. Your joy get on their nerves. Honey, your family and your home get on their nerves. Your job, your career, it gets on their nerves because that's all they got. They spend so much time complaining and having the nerve to speak on other folk that's all that they have gotten left is their nerve. So baby, don't spend your time letting them type of folk get on your nerve, okay? That's all they got. But you have so much more. Honey, they have no integrity. They have no loyalty. They have no joy, no love, no compassion. They don't have a good family life. They don't have good friendships. That's why they're so focused on other folk. That's why everything get on their nerve. And that's why that's all they got left is the nerve to cut up and act a fool. Don't let them folk get to you. All right? Very good. I love you. Now, go about your business. Have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't let nobody get on your nerves, okay? Don't you dare go messing up nobody else's here. I love y'all. Bye.
That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah. So don't let nobody get on your nerves. Don't get on my nerves on Saturday.
Baby, guess what? All my stuff's gonna be done.
No, you can't have everything done.
No. Only thing that I'm thinking of to have done is the lasagna.
Yeah. And then the other little stuff you can have it prep, but just
I'm gonna have it prep.
Yeah. So we can.
I'm using fresh spinach. Because I was gonna get the frozen, but the store didn't have frozen, so I just got out fresh. So the recipe
in the bag or the other.
It's the bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be good. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the podcast. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube at Off Topic Podcast. You can find us also on IG, Off Topic Podcast. And we'll see you soon.
Have a good night. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.